It's Pedro Hernandez. A lot of unknown people. Okay, well, we'll give it a go. Good morning. I'm Judge Person. I'm going to actually mute everybody because if I don't and we all talk at once, no one will hear anything. So I will make some announcements, but I'm waiting also for people to connect. I'm not catching that most people are connected. So I'm watching these connections happen and a few late people. So I do want to welcome everybody to court and let you know a few things about how court works. And before I do that, I want to identify folks. So I do have a number of people. Let me just kind of clarify who's here. There is a person on screen named Carmen Arias. If you could unmute and tell me your name.
Mauricia Mata.
What is the last name, Mata?
Mata.
Okay, so Carmen Arias is Mauricia Mata?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, let me change. I'll change that on my screen. And just note that I will keep track of that. But when you leave today, it'll revert back to what you had before. There's an iPhone participant just named iPhone, and I'm asking them to unmute. If you could tell me your name, please.
Jelani Wallace.
My name is.
And let's say that again.
Jelani Wallace.
Jelani Wallace. Thank you, Mr. Wallace.
Okay, mine's unmuted.
I actually think that I have you correctly identified. So I'm actually trying to ask people to stay muted until we get to your turn. There was a Samsung device. Let me see if it's still on here. I don't see it, but I do see the Motorola. In Motorola Moto G. Could you tell me your name? And she hung up. Let's see. Wow, it's kind of crazy today. Some days are like that.
The Samsung device was mine.
I had joined on my phone and I just joined on my computer, so I left on my phone.
Okay, got you down, Mr. Wolf. Your name's on there. The Motorola Moto G Stylus. Mute and tell me your name.
My name is Delia Wolf.
Okay. Crystal Wolf.
No, Delia, Delia.
Okay, you're in a car and the connection isn't great, but we'll try.
Okay, I can go into my building, but I don't know the building's going to be much better either.
Yeah, I don't know how to help you.
It could even be worse. Okay.
What's interesting for me is that you're muted, but I can still hear you. Okay, well, I'm gonna move forward. I need to mute everybody because if we all talk, there's just no hearing anyone at all. So I'm just going to move forward and we'll see what we can do with the folks who are here. So I'm Judge Person. I do welcome you to the Temple Municipal Court. It is considered to be court. However, we'll work with any issues that we have. Worst case scenario, you need to come into court, but we'll try to keep it convenient where we can. This is convenient and it's here as a convenience, but it's not really a substitute. So we'll do the best we can. I do want to let you know a few things that I think are important. I think it's important to understand how things move through a court. So when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods we have under the law for accusing someone. That's what a ticket is. It's an accusation. And when you give a plea, you're giving an answer or response to that accusation. And there are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Guilty means I did it. No contest means I'm not contesting it. And not guilty means the state needs to prove the case. Ultimately, I'm asking for a trial. So, because the burden shifts and we are assumed to be not guilty. However, the only way for the state to meet its burden is to come to trial. So pleading not guilty is indirectly a request for trial. We have not guilty folks here today, and we have a breakout room and we can do a pre-trial online. We're not having trials online at this time. So today is an attempt to see if the case can be resolved, and if not, that's fine. But the other thing is to see if there are any matters that need to be taken care of in what we call a pre-trial manner prior to trial. There are things to look at. I can't really get into the depth of that in practice law for you, but pre-trial is a way to sort of pre-handle things that can come up at trial, as well as to see if either party is willing to dismiss or agree to some kind of agreement. So what I will tell you is that docket will start in just a moment. But the information I have right now is really for everyone. So when you're given that ticket or issued that citation, as I said, it is an accusation. Your plea is your answer or response. And what I want to just go through is if you plead guilty or no contest, that what happens next. Normally you're found guilty and you pay the fines and costs. Now there are exceptions to every rule in law, just about. So payment can be need-based. If you're on the not guilty docket, bonds can be need-based, but I have to get the written information regarding your income information. So with the bond information, I can look at your sentence, and I'll do that automatically if I have the information in front of me, and I look for whether I should be collecting, doing reductions prior to collecting, issuing payment plans, which is rather common, doing reductions, or issuing some form of combination of or complete community service. So that's on payment. On being found guilty, there are 4 ways to gain a dismissal from a court like this one, available from the bench on a plea of guilty or no contest. They are compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and team court. Compliance dismissals are things that can be brought up to date and dismissed. You're welcome to ask about it. I will be looking. Those are things where the law states that if you bring the situation up to date, you can gain a dismissal. Notably, insurance is not included in that for a variety of reasons, but something like your blinker being out and being cited for that would be, or bald tires being cited for that might be. But there are rules to follow to gain those dismissals. The second option is if you have a moving violation and you qualify and successfully complete a driver safety course option. You have to be qualified and then you have to successfully complete it under the statute, which means following the rules and restrictions for those programs. I will look to see if you're eligible and talk to you about it. You are welcome to ask me about it. So that's the second option. It's useful to talk a little bit there too, because you're required to pay the court costs. So let's talk about money for a moment. Tickets in Class C courts have fines and costs associated with them. Fines are set by the state costs are set by the state legislature. Fines are set by the judge of the court. You have to pay the costs because they're set by the legislature and it's the legislature's program to do driver safety. The fine will go on hold. If you complete your course and get your driving record, the correct record and the correct course turned in on time, you gain a dismissal. You gain a dismissal and you save money. It's less expensive and you keep it off your record. So the driver safety course option is one that many people find that they like. It's incentivized under the law because people do drive better after they take that course, according to the statistics that we have available. So it's an incentivized program for safety, for public safety, which is the reason we have rules of the road at all. So those dovetail nicely together. The third option for gaining a dismissal is called a deferred disposition. With a deferred disposition, deferred means delay, disposition means to make final. I delay making the case final, and I enter into an agreement with you at that point. You'll have to agree, but first you have to make the request and the judge has to grant the deferral request. So, and then we need a signature, generally speaking. So what happens there is you have to make that request, guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred, and then the judge will say yes or no. If it's no, then it's off the table. If it's yes, then the judge will impose terms and conditions. And if you agree, then we do that. Sometimes people do that on the pretrial docket. When they do that, it is actually still up to the judge to agree. To approve it. The parties might agree to a deferral in a pretrial context and bring it to the judge for approval. So the judge always has discretion over those. And then the fourth one is teen court. And with teen court, that's really like from high school students, middle school students, homeschool students. And if you successfully complete teen court, it looks a bit like a deferred because there are things to do, but the burden is on the young person to do them because generally speaking, you're not working. And so a deferred makes less sense. And your parents are actually not required to come in and pay for you. And so with teen court, what we do is try to make the experience of being charged a learning experience so that we don't see you again in the future. If it's traffic related, then we're talking about safety issues. If it is criminal offense related, then we're talking about whether the person has a record that prevents them from getting gainful employment in the future. So we take that pretty seriously here. Okay, that's really the 101. I'm going to move things forward. Mr. Mattson, I'll start with Judah Burnett, who was logged in first in your docket. Mr. Burnett, can you unmute? Judah Burnett, can you unmute and just let me make sure that your audio is working?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, that's fine. I will move you over to that meeting and Mr. Mattson can converse. You'll both come back to this meeting afterwards. Mr. Mattson, just before I do that, can you unmute and tell everybody your name as well?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ryan Mattson. I'm the prosecutor for Temple.
So Mr. Mattson actually functions just like a district attorney. In the cases that are filed here, he is the prosecutor here. He's not your attorney. He is the representative of the party that filed the action, the ticket citation. So just be aware that most people are self-representing here. prior to a plea being accepted by the court. If you want to meet with an attorney of your choice, you can do that. But once a plea has been accepted by the court, you have waived that option. So just be aware of that. Mr. Mattson, Mr. Burnett, I'll move y'all over to that meeting now. And I also will start with, I think I've got, could I have David Alalde unmute first? Are you still here? Hi. Good morning. Mr. Alalde? Can you hear me? So I'm not sure if you can hear me. Su caso es desestimado, eres libre de irte. Okay? Okay. Gracias. Pedro Olalde, though, still needs to be in the meeting. And I did see you a moment ago. Where are you? There we go. Pedro Hernandez, are you Pedro Olalde? Why don't you get on screen instead of a forehead and a hand? That would really help.
Yeah, I don't know if you could see me.
Yeah, if you can't see you, then I can't see you either.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Okay, whatever on that. So here's my problem. I have this one, but I don't have the other one. So let me get your file pulled. Give me just a moment. I thought I had it. Is that Pedro? It says David. Okay. So I had it reversed. Okay. Just one moment. Can we have someone who speaks Spanish call him and ask him to come in? Yeah. Okay. All right. Pedro.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your case was dismissed.
My case was dismissed.
Yeah, the license charge, I believe, was, let me look. Yeah, the license charge was dismissed. The other matter, it qualified for a prosecutor dismissal. And so I signed that just a few minutes before we started court. Just a reminder that your other case has a driving course and driving record due, and just make sure you adhere to your deadlines, okay?
So what would I have to do?
About what?
That like it's already dismissing?
The license charge is dismissed. The moving violation has a driver safety course due.
And that I will have to finish it up and go prove it.
Yeah, you still have to do on the moving violation. Can we find out what the name of that case is? I don't.
Yeah, because I believe I signed in on it a few
Yeah,
days ago.
Yeah, it's a speeding charge, and that's still on that process. You had two cases: speeding, and license. Speeding, you're signed up to do a driver safety course. You need to look at the paperwork that you got from the court on that.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Okay, well, you're acting like you don't, so I'm reviewing it. And then the license charge was dismissed a moment ago.
Okay then. So then I don't know anything.
On the license charge, no. On the speeding charge, you owe a course and a record on time.
Okay. Yeah, because I got the date and it's around August something.
Yeah, make sure you read your paperwork. It tells you exactly what to do. I'm not going to read it to you right now. You need to read it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you're good to go.
All right then. Well, I appreciate it then.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Okay. Destiny Tando, can you go ahead and?
Yes, ma'am.
So something's up with your, and you're just going to hear me repeat myself because it's got a feedback going on in it. But there is a possession of tobacco by a minor.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
did receive a plea of guilty and a request for a payment plan. The fines and costs are $181. State law also requires that I order that you complete a tobacco awareness course. And if you don't do it on time, I am required to suspend your license or your ability to get your license prior to, and then reorder you to get it.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we have a first offender program. I want to just check in with you real quickly. Are you graduated from high school?
No, ma'am.
Where do you go to school?
I don't go to school. I didn't graduate.
Okay, so right now you're not in school?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so we have a program for first offenders where you pay the court costs only, and you
Okay.
then you have a window of time to get your class turned in, and which you're going to have to do anyway.
Yes, ma'am.
And you get a dismissal of the charge. If you do the first offender program, you save about $100.
Okay.
But we do have to collect the court costs up front. And let me just find out what those are, because they used to be $79. It's $81. And what I need to know is, when can you pay the $81?
I could pay it. What day is it? I could pay it by Monday.
Okay. Monday would be okay.
Okay.
I am going to need your signature today.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm just looking for the date, the deadline date. I think is it 90 days? It's been a while since we've done these. The Teen Court has solved so many of these that we are out of practice. I believe, but I'm just verifying that there's a 90-day, there's its own form. It's a, right, there's a 90-day deadline for the class. And there's a form that prints the first offender program. So I need you to come by the court, though, to make a signature saying that you understand you have a payment due of $81 on Monday, the 22nd,
Yes, ma'am.
and of course to August 17th.
Okay.
But it needs to be today. What time can you be here?
I could be there by 12. Would that be okay?
Yes, that's great.
Okay.
And we'll have everything at the front desk, so it will not take very long.
Okay.
And I'm just making sure. Class. Okay. Just a moment. I'm just talking to a clerk. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah, when I talk to someone else in the room, it's not really critical that you hear it. But okay. So we'll see you at noon, Ms. Pando.
Okay.
Okay. And do you know where to return to the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see you then, and we'll give you the information for how to find the proper class online. It's an 8-hour class. You can log in and out, but you'll have a due date, and you'll really want to adhere to that, because if not, you'll owe the extra money and you'll still be ordered to do it. Then you'll also be required to probably pay to reinstate your license and ability. So do it
Okay.
right the first time. You'll avoid some problems.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Mr. Matson, I know that you and Judah Burnett were talking, and if we could get a check-in, that would be great.
Your Honor, Mr. Burnett has an offer he's going to consider, so we'll go ahead and continue to final pretrial.
Okay, final pretrial is scheduled for July 12th at 2 p.m. and we'll see everybody here unless the case has been removed from the docket by the court. Okay. Mr. Burnett,
Yes, Your Honor.
do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Great. Okay, you're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. That's what we're used to seeing. And I'll let you fill it in. Can't refocus that. Okay, Mr. Matson, I'll move you forward. Selena Contreras was next. Ms. Contreras, can you unmute so that I know that your audio is working?
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. I'll move you over to that pretrial meeting with the prosecutor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I also am moving forward with Mario Quinones.
Well, yes, ma'am, that's me.
Yes, hi, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
So I did receive your request for teen court. Before we even talk about that, I need to talk to your parent as well. Can you start your video?
Yes, ma'am, but she only speaks Spanish.
We'll need to see her.
All right, she's right here, ma'am. Hold up. She's right here.
Okay. And buenos dias.
Buenos días.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Tania Quiñones.
Gracias, señora.
Sí.
¿Eres tu mamá?
Sí, yo soy su mamá.
Okay, gracias. Mario, where do you
Yes,
go to
ma'am.
school?
I go to school at Temple High School.
What grade are you in there?
I'm supposed to be a junior, but I'm not caught up with credits.
Okay. And are you enrolled this year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have to prove enrollment for teen court. I did receive the teen court. You can do that by showing me a schedule. You can do that by showing me a report card. I know.
You said a schedule? All right, yes, ma'am. Hold up.
You can print out your schedule. But I need to know that you're in teen, eligible. It's a requirement by law. I need to see that you're enrolled in school or you're not eligible to have teen court.
Un momento. Te hablan.
Okay.
Ahí bien.
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, well, you walked away from the microphone, so no, you can't probably hear me.
I'm trying to look for a schedule.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is talk to you about it. Don't run around the room, okay?
All right, yes, ma'am.
You would have to bring it up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I need proof that you're enrolled in order to grant teen court. But if we grant teen court, we could look at that as an option, but you would, with teen court, there's a few things to do. So first of all, there's 2 fees of $20 because there's 2 cases. You have a no driver's license charge, which has fines and costs of $181. You have a no insurance charge, which has fines and costs of $281.
Yes, ma'am.
If we did teen court, you would pay $40 instead of $462. However, we would be trying to figure out what would work. And I think what would be best is for you to come up to here with your mom
Yes,
so
ma'am.
that we can meet with you both this morning and work out what the sentence should be with the case manager. What time can y'all get here?
We could come right now.
Okay, can you pay the $40 today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then there'll be things for you to do, but we need to have you and mom come in because it will involve some things like maybe a course, maybe a certificate, maybe some community service. And we need your mom to come with you so that we know what you're going to be, permitted to do. And
All
right
right.
now, you don't have a driver's license. Right?
No, ma'am, I do not have a driver's license.
Okay, are you getting one?
I'm trying to get one, but I've had a pass with driving, and I think I can't get my license.
Okay, I don't know, but bring what you've got with you and come talk to the case manager. What time will y'all be here?
We could be there by 9:45.
Let's say here by 10, okay?
All right, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's it.
All right, we'll see you when you get here.
All right, yes, bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if I could talk to John Hill, that would be great.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty good.
So I did receive the request for deferral, and I can grant the deferral. I also can time serve you. You've already time served the offense, but I do need a signature. And what your deferral will really consist of is from today until September 14th, that you not have any more offenses during that time.
Yes, ma'am. Or yes, Your Honor.
What time can,
apologize.
what
This is my
time can,
first time doing this.
I got that, yeah. What time can you be here to sign your documents?
I can come up there as soon as you need me to. I'm free
10
all day.
o'clock? Is 10
10
o'clock
o'clock.
okay? 10
Yes,
o'clock
ma'am.
okay? Okay, we'll see you then.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm not gonna record.
Do I owe anything on that? Am I gonna have any fine or anything for that?
No, you've time served it already.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll be up there at 10.
See you soon. If I could speak with Jedekiah, excuse me. I
Yes,
probably
ma'am.
said that incorrectly. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. I did send you a show cause because we didn't receive your community service.
Yes, ma'am.
I did need it March 30th.
Yes, ma'am.
And then I have a new case with a request for community service. But
Yes,
on the
ma'am.
new case, I need to tell you on the new case, that one is a tobacco by minor charge.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
the fines and costs are $181. The law also requires that you complete a tobacco awareness class, whether
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
convicted or not. I do have a first offender program. With the first offender program, there's $81 with the course due, and I can't waive those fees. They belong to the state,
Yes, ma'am.
not my fines. But with that one, then you would have until August 17th
Okay.
to take your course and get it turned in.
And I would take it off my record.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Would I be able to do that?
Yes, on the tobacco charge, you could.
Yes.
I do want to ask you, can you pay the $81 today?
No, ma'am. Not today.
Okay, when could you pay it? Look at the calendar and tell me.
Yes, ma'am. I get paid every 2 weeks, and I recently had just got my check, so it would have to be the next 2 weeks.
Right. Look at a calendar again and name a date. I'm looking to see if it's a date I can agree to, but it needs to be you that tells me your date.
Would the 30th be okay?
The 30th would be fine.
Yes, ma'am.
So May 30th payment.
Yes.
And then course, 8-hour course due August 17th on that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So today, what time can you come in to sign?
I can come in anytime. I can come in right after this, if that's okay.
Okay, let's say 10:15. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the other question is on your other charge, which is your license. There's still $96 owed. And that's the community service case.
Yes, ma'am.
Um,
Would still be able to finish the community service?
Well, I can do that. I mean, you're missing 5 hours. What happened that you just didn't get it done before?
Well, I'm on a ankle monitor with the curfew, so I kind of work between the times I can be out. So
Okay.
it's a little hard that way.
Okay. Well, I can give you another month, but that
Yes, ma'am.
doesn't actually excuse you from communicating with the court.
Yes, ma'am.
And your due date is your date to check in.
Yes, ma'am.
And either turn it in or drop me a line of explanation and a request. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so I want to highlight that because if you've got an ankle monitor, the last thing you need is a wall.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll give you more time on that, and then you'll come up and sign for the other one.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir, and this will keep it from being, the thing with the class, you can do online, and you're gonna have to
Okay.
pay for your class. You've
Yes,
got a
ma'am.
little time, but don't delay, just get it done and turned in. And then I
Yes,
can
ma'am.
dismiss it and waive the rest of the fine. And it
Yes,
keeps it from being a conviction, but it also keeps you from having. Okay,
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
okay, all right,
All right.
we'll see you shortly, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor. Am I able to leave or did?
Yes, you are, I'm just filling out your paperwork.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Everything will be at the front desk for him. Ankle monitor, he's so young. Okay, Nicholas Wolf, let's see how you're doing.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, how are you, Mr. Wolf?
I'm alive.
Okay, was that a difficulty?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so I received a request on your January ticket for a deferral, and I did grant it, but you never showed up and signed for it. I think we mailed it. There were several things we did, and we just need to get this back on track. So on your deferral, can you pay your balance today, which is $234?
Yes, ma'am.
I am required by law to require a driving safety course.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
as a condition of any deferral, and it would be due July 18th. And we'll give you information for how to find a proper course. And then your deferral would not end until September 14th. And I would need you to come today and sign and do payment and pick up your paperwork for how to find your class. Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Then it
You
is
said
grant
the payment was how much again?
$234.
$234? Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And then your course due July 18th, your deferral conditions which are to remain ticket-free, warrant-free, keep your address current, turn in your course, and make your payment on time. Those are your conditions. It will be in writing. We will give you the information for how to find a class. So when you come by today, you'll sign it, you'll get a copy of it, you'll get a receipt, and you'll get your class information. The next thing you'll have to do, and you don't need to wait till July to turn it in. You can turn it in tomorrow or next week, but I need it no later than July 18th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you are good to go, but we will see you here what time?
I can come in at 10 if that would be okay.
10 is fine. Just come to any window. The clerk can help you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good one.
You too. Mr. Matson, I know you were talking to Selena. And let's just get an update on this case and see where.
We're going to continue to final pretrial, Your Honor, but there's possibility of this case being resolved prior to then.
Okay. I expect everyone here on July 12th at 2:00, unless I've removed it from the docket, Ms. Contreras. So double check if you think it's off. Call the clerk and make sure. Otherwise, we'll see everybody here that morning, okay? Or that afternoon. Thank you. I saw you nod. I know you're muted and didn't unmute yet. So.
Oh, I just unmuted. I'm so sorry.
Okay, it's all right. Don't worry about such things. We'll see
All
you
right.
then. Thank
All
you.
right, I'm good to leave now.
You are.
All right, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. So I'm looking for Carl Farley or Fairley, excuse me. Hi, Carl Fairley. If you could unmute, that would be great. We know your audio is working.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. I'm going to move you over to that pretrial meeting with the prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. And let's see. Moving forward, I have Nicholas. Let me see who else is here because we've certainly had a lot of confusion this morning. Jelani Wallace, can you unmute, please? And preferably get on screen.
No, I can't get on screen, but I can unmute.
Okay, so we were in teen court, we came to teen court, and we had an agreement with you with your signature, and you didn't do the things that you agreed to do.
What was it again?
Well, what I have your signature on says that you had teen court jury duty on March 29th, which you were a no-show for. Your Alive at 25 was due March 29th. I think we did get it now. And then there was a parent agreement March 29th, and I think we finally got it just late. Let me just look at the dates on everything. Let's see. Was it? I don't have those. I'm just pulling those from the back. Give me a moment. I'm going to see if I can approve them, but you weren't at teen court when we had you scheduled to be a juror. We had to double up because you weren't there. Why did
I had forgot my appointment. That was my fault. It's my responsibility. I take accountability for that. I had lost track of time.
Okay. I will pull your other documents. Let's see. So he did it.
I know I did do one on a Live 25 class, and I got a certificate for it.
Yeah, I have your certificate right here.
Okay.
And it was on time. So that's helpful. And I'm just, there was a parent agreement. And I thought we got that turned in. Did you turn that in?
The parent agreement?
Yes.
I'm not sure. I thought we did, though. I can't
I'm
hear you.
sorry. Yeah, I know. I'm talking to a clerk. We're trying to dig through the file and see if we can find it.
Okay.
I'm still looking. Just hang on a minute. You see it? She could scan it. Okay. So I think that the answer in missing the jury duty is that we're going to shift and do an essay. I can substitute it and give you 2 weeks. If you still want the agreement for teen court to gain the dismissal and not pay the $181. Do you want to do that,
Of
Jelani?
course.
Okay. So I'm willing to make a substitution and give you another chance at it. Okay.
All right.
And that'll have a due date, though. I don't have much time, of June 5th.
June 5th.
Yes, but I'm going to have you come by to pick everything up. Um, and that way, you'll still get the dismissal. Okay.
All right.
Sorry, I'm making notes. Jelani,
Yes, ma'am.
so actually we're looking, and it wasn't you that turned in that class. It was a different person, the agreement that is. We have your class, but the parent agreement, we don't have that. Do you still have the papers for that?
I got my grandma, cause my grandma keeps up with all that stuff.
Okay, well, either you can redo it or, but we just still need to get it. Can we get that today?
Today, where should I turn it in at?
The court, same place you came before.
Okay.
So it would be today. And then I'll substitute the jury duty that you missed because I don't have another opportunity to do that right now. We can substitute the class.
All right.
What time will you be here?
So I know I got an interview at 12, so I'll probably be there around like 2 or 3.
Okay, and then the parent agreement is today. So if you don't have it in your paperwork, then your parent or guardian needs to come with you and y'all can do it at the window.
Okay.
Okay. All right, everything will be at the front and it's the parent agreement and then the essay. I went ahead and made the change in order. All right, then you're good to go, but we'll see you put a note there around noon, okay?
All right.
All right, we'll see you then.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Matson, I'm moving Carl Fairley back over. Okay, on the Fairley case, where are we now?
Your Honor, Mr. Fairley will be placed on deferral.
Y'all have agreed to a deferral?
We have, Your Honor.
And what did y'all agree to?
The terms are 120 days with a 6-hour driver safety course by day 60. And Mr. Fairley will pay half of the fine at the end of the first 30 days and the second half of the fine at the end of the second 30 days.
And
I'm also sending a chat to Tracy with an email address for Mr. Fairley that the paperwork can be sent to.
oh, perfect. Great. 30 days from today. Did y'all come up with a specific date?
No, Your Honor, I know that you like to be in the courtroom, whatever those dates are.
Okay.
On the paper, so.
Mr. Fairley,
Yes, ma'am.
am I saying your last name correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I have the 27th as my court date related to that 30 days. It's a little bit more, and you certainly could pay it earlier, but I would put that unless you object to that date as the final possible date for that first.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the second half payment kind of then bumps up a little bit, but it would be July 18th. I can change that to the 27th.
Yes, ma'am. That's fine.
Okay. And so I will approve y'all's agreement, which is a deferral from today until September 14th with a class due no later than July 18th. Half of the payment, which is $144.50, due June, not later than June 27th. The other half due not later than July 27th. And if you remain ticket free with your payments done on time, your course turned in, and your address stays current until the deferral ends, then your case will be dismissed. Is that what you have agreed to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Mattson, any changes?
No, Your Honor, those terms are fine with me.
Okay, so we'll email it to the email provided to in the chat. And I'm just looking. Did you receive it? I'm having the clerk just double check that email. We in Zoom, there should be a chat. Okay, we do have that email. Mr. Fairley will be emailing that document to you. If you can print it and sign it and email it back today, then we'll be the court satisfied that we've completed your court date today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll send everything to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you don't receive it, give us a call.
Yes, ma'am.
You're good to go. Okay, Mr. Mattson, moving you forward. If I could get Delia Wolf to unmute. Can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am. I just unmuted.
Great. Okay, I'm going to move you over to that meeting.
Okay.
I'm just going to do a little organization. And let me figure out do I have here? Let's see. Mary Carmen Cavazos, are you here?
Morning,
Okay.
everyone. Could you repeat that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear correct.
I'm trying to see if I can find Maria Carmen Cavazos. I don't think that's you.
No, sorry.
Y'all are waiting on the pretrial.
Okay.
Okay, your turn will be happening soon. Okay, that's in Cavazos. I just am denying all relief. She can pay in full or serve her warrant. Arliss Williams, are you here? That just stays in the room. Okay, then I'm asking, got a few people that I'm not sure who you folks are. Julia Wolf is happening now. Okay, she's here. A different name. There. Larry King, are you here?
Yes, he's here.
Okay, because the name is Ken Lutz on the screen.
Well, I've signed on to Zoom using my computer. He doesn't have a computer, and he's
That's
not.
fine. I understand. I changed the name on the screen. Your turn will happen soon. That's a pre-trial, so I'm not able to do much right now. And I'm assuming that Deborah Glenn is Deborah McKee.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Okay. Mercedes Osorio, are you here? What's that motion? These are both motions. One is a pretrial. Okay, everyone else is actually just waiting for the prosecutor. So you're just going to see me do paperwork. It's not very exciting, but we'll get to your case soon. Yes. Yes. On the Wolf case, Mr. Matson, where are we?
Your Honor, Ms. Wolf and I have agreed to terms of deferral.
Okay, and what is that agreement?
That will be a 120-day period with a 6-hour driver safety course by the 60th day. And Ms. Wolf said that she can make payment in full within the first 30 days.
Okay, so deferral ends on September 14th. A course is due no later than July 18th. Payment is due no later than June 27th. Is that what everybody thinks they've agreed to?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I just need a signature. So Ms. Wolf, can you swing by the court to do that signature?
I can when I get off. I'm sorry.
What time?
Approximately 11:45.
Oh, that's fine. Let's say 12:30-ish.
Okay, that'll be fine too.
Okay, we'll see you then.
Thank
At
you,
the
ma'am.
window. Shouldn't take very long.
All right.
Thank you. Mr. Matson, I'm moving you forward with Mauricia Mata. Folks, if y'all can now unmute.
Morning.
Thank you. Good morning. I'll move you over to that meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Folks, I'm just going to go get papers. I'll be right back. Okay. Where are we on the Mata case?
Your Honor, we're gonna go ahead and continue to final pretrial, but I anticipate that this case will be resolved prior to then.
Okay, right now we're set for a final appearance here in the court, July 12th at 2:00. If the case hasn't been resolved before then, let's have everybody here so we can see if we can get it resolved at that point. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'ams. Mr. Matson, y'all are good to hang up. Mr. Matson, I'm moving you forward with Denicia Howard. Denicia Howard, can you get on screen and unmute your system?
Yes, I got it on unmute. I can't.
Great.
Oh, there it goes.
Great. I'll move you over to that meeting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. It was a DWI. On eligibility, can we scan and just? Sorry, I'm just trying to catch the date on that. There, May 4th. When was the offense written? Does he have a CBL? Is he a soldier? Will be in, and he had a warrant, right? Why is it 3:30? Is that standard? There's a warrant fee. Mhm. I just When was the ticket? Okay. Still egregious. Compliance, judgment. Okay, let's see. Just cleaning up a mess on my table. Here we go. Okay. Mr. Matson, Ms. Harris, where
Yes,
are we?
ma'am.
Thank you. Where are we with these matters?
We're going to go ahead and continue to the final pretrial setting, Your Honor, but there is a possibility of these cases being resolved prior to then.
Okay, thank you for the update. I'm going to expect everybody to be here July 2:00. The only way that changes is if I remove it from the docket entirely, okay?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. The only
July
way it
12th
changes is
if I remove it myself.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Matson, moving you forward to talk to Larry King. He has a friend, I think, helping him today. He's there with him. And so I'm going to move y'all over to that meeting. Yeah, yesterday. I left a message that from my daughter's estate stuff. I was like, sorry to call on a Friday. She called me back. She was like, it's not. You are correct, ma'am. Sorry. Yes. When? The it wasn't. Yeah. Oh well. I mean, no wonder he's concerned about his record. He should be. He's probably got a. I mean, was it our DUI? He's got something else. Maybe further ones because he's wearing an ankle monitor, and of course we don't do that. So something else has taken place in his life that has not been good, not been enjoyable, I'm sure. But You know. And I'll tell you, there's like a big discussion now on the listserv about straining the relationship. And should it be something that y'all want to That's. Who what? Okay. Thank you and all that's been going on. It's on board. Mhm. Thank you, no. Okay. Okay, let's get an update and see where we are with Mr. King.
We're going to continue the final pretrial, Your Honor, but there is the possibility that these cases will be resolved prior to then.
Okay. So Mr. King and the gentleman with him, I'm just letting y'all know that the expectation right now is that we'll be here in the court all face-to-face July 12th at 2. The only thing that would change that is if I, as the judge, take it off the docket. So if there's a resolution that y'all think is happening, it's fine to work towards that, but I need to be really clear on it before I take it off the docket. So the way to know that, if you're probably wondering, how would I know? Well, you can call the clerk the morning of and say, do I still need to be there? And they can tell you if it's still on the docket. Okay. If you think it's not supposed to be on the docket, but it's on the docket, it means I need something. So then we're all still going to be here. Okay.
Okay,
ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sirs. Y'all have a blessed day.
thank you.
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you. Mr. Matson, there's one more person, Deborah McKee or Deborah Glenn McKee, and I'm going to move her over. Ms. McKee, can you unmute? Thank you. And that way we know we can see and hear you. Perfect.
Can you hear me?
I sure can. And that is Mr. Matson, so he'll be meeting with you. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know I heard them, but you're right, I was preoccupied, so. Yeah. Well, when I'm gone at all, it's unimaginable how much email I get. So. We are live, but I can help you. What's going on? Who is he?
This is the first time he's ever heard them, but I'm like, 2 years ago, you got a ready for the DUI.
He has an ankle monitor. I don't think he's a very good candidate for June Court. I don't mind, but I don't need hiccups at the get-go. So he has a job. He told me that he was working in between, and that's why. Okay. Well, then let's just do community service on it. I'm going to take things off the table if we can't. Is that the issue? We can't see if he's a student?
He did provide for the.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Good. The court
Okay.
got it.
His mother's with him, right? Check on that because I'm willing to try it, team court with the fees, but I think it just should be a straight hit of community service. And it'll be more like $10 instead of 20. And so he could do like 40 hours of community service. That isn't. He should probably do it through parts. Because I don't really see him. Here's what I think will happen if we do things that he's already doing for county, is he'll try to double count those. So the golf course would be a good one, or recycling, and all from one place. So I'll allow team court with the fees if he's in school. Okay. I told him I would accept his schedule. So that's, yeah, he's in school. not a bad schedule either. He said he's not, he missed enough school that he's behind. Still wanna, he says he can't get it. He told me he didn't think he could get it. So I don't think he knows too. I think he's scared and confused because he was like really nervous about stuff. But and the mother, you know, she may not be aware of everything. So we'll do this is 15 and this is sorry, 25. Yeah. If he doesn't do it, you know how to apply them. I mean, I'm just going to give him a low rate because that's not as high quality as he is. Yeah, 15 and 25. Yeah, that's like not confusing. There's nothing confusing about it. So maybe it can actually happen. Thank you, Mr. Matson. I'll get Ms. McGee. And before you go, I have a quick thing to talk to you about. This, thank you. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I sure can. Thank you very much. Where are we with regard to this matter?
We're going to continue to final pretrial, Your Honor, and Ms. McKee has requested discovery be provided at that hearing.
No problem. Ms. McKee, you are entitled to certain information and we'll have it here at that time, which is July 12th at 2:00.
Okay,
We'll see you then.
thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. You're good to go.
I can leave. All right.
Yes, you may.